Today I'm going to be talking to you about creating online or e-note cards. Now that you have chosen a topic for your research essay, this is the next step so that you can begin researching and finding good sources. I'm including a printout of this screencast as well, and it goes through step by step the steps that you need to take in order to complete your e-note cards. I'm including two different things that you can do to complete your e-note cards. One is computer only through Google Drive, and one is iPad only through Flowboard. You just have to choose one, whichever one you are more comfortable with. The Google Drive through computer only is because the app that you have on your iPad does not allow for Google Presentation, which is what you need in order to complete this assignment. The Flowboard app is a very nice app that allows you to create slides and arrange them much like Google Presentation and Microsoft PowerPoint do. So it's your choice, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. One way is not better over the other. I will say that with Flowboard, it does not autosave like Google Presentation does, so you will need to email that to yourself often to make sure that you don't lose what it is that you're working on. You can follow the steps on this printout and watch these screencasts to know exactly what it is that you should be doing and filling out. There are lots of directions on here for everything that you need. I will first be going through and explaining Google Drive, and then I will be going on to explain how Flowboard works and show you exactly what you need to do for each step to create your online note cards. So what you need to do is first go to Google and log into your Google account. Then go to Google Drive, make sure that you're in My Drive. You're going to click Create and create folder. Those of you that already have a folder shared with me on Google can simply go into that already shared folder and just create a new folder titled Research Paper. Those of you that have not shared a folder with me yet, I want you to create a folder with your last name and then -research paper. Hit create, and then you see it show up on your drive. You're going to right click and share that folder with me. Under invite people, you're going to type in my melanie.bocano@gmail.com email. Make sure it says can edit, click send, and then done. So that means that that folder is now shared with me. So anything that you put into that folder, any document, any presentation, any picture, I can see it. I can have a running count or a live total of what you're doing in that folder. So click back into that folder, and obviously you're not going to see anything in there yet. You're going to go back to create and click presentation. You're going to be asked to pick a theme, and it doesn't matter because you can change the colors as you go, but you just need to pick a theme. And then it gives you what looks very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint, and these are what you're going to be using as your online note cards. So the first thing that you need to do on slide 1 is to click and add in your 1 through 4. Now those of you that may or may not want to use this, the thing for Flowboard is exactly the same. So you're completing the same steps through Flowboard, and I'll show you that in a second. Now what you're going to include is your 1 through 4 from your breaking down your topic into levels that you did. So what is your topic? And you're actually going to write your topic. Number 2, what is your question? Number 3, what is your opinion or argument? And number 4, what are you actually going to research in Google? Okay, so that's going to go on your first card. In the subtitle, you're going to put your name. You're going to put the class. You're going to put my name, and then you're going to put the date. MLA format, which is what we're doing right now with the formal research paper, dictates that the date be written in military style, which is always the day, the month, and then the year with no punctuation. So that is what your first card should look like, clearly with this information filled in for your specific topic. So if you were doing something about lowering the drinking age, your topic would be lowering the drinking age. Your question may be, why is lowering the drinking age better than it seems. Your opinion is that lowering the drinking age is better because, and give some reasons, and then what are you actually going to research. Next, anytime that you want to add a new card, you're going to hit the plus sign over here. And now you're at the point where you can begin researching. You are going to be required to have 4 source cards, so that means 4 different pieces of information that you can use, 4 different websites, and that's the minimum. Most of you will probably end up with more, but 4 is the minimum, and you're going to need 20 fact cards. So after you read each of those 4 sources, you're going to need to write a fact card for any of the important information that you feel you could use in your paper. So all told, when you turn in your research note cards, you will have 25 note cards, including this first intro card. So the very first slide, I want you to write source 1. And when you go in, your next step, as I said, was to Google and find a good source to use. Now, a good rule of thumb for searching in Google, you know how to evaluate different sources. And again, there is a worksheet for you on Moodle's homepage of a checklist to follow for evaluating different websites to make sure that they are credible sources, meaning you cannot use Wikipedia, you cannot use Wiki Answers, Yahoo Answers, anything like that. You need to be using credible sources from credible people who are actually legitimate sources to talk about this particular topic. So when you get to Google and you're starting your search, remember that if you use quotation marks, that makes all your words that you type in hold hands, meaning Google will search all of their articles for all of the words you type in together. Without quotation marks, then it just searches for each individual word and you're not going to get as specific of research as you need. So if I type in lowering the drinking age in quotation marks, everything that Google pulls up, you can see it in bold print here, has lowering the drinking age together in the article somewhere, so that I know these are going to be good sources. The first one that comes up is a .org, and you always know that .orgs and .govs and .edus are very good sources. So I go through this source, and obviously you're going to have to read it a little bit, look around to see if it is a good source and something that you can use with some different information on it. Okay? I'm not saying whether or not this is a good source, however, it's got a lot of things that you can click on, and it has a lot of facts and statistics. So I say, okay, this is a good source I'd like to use. I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to go to ezbib.com. This will do your citation information for you. So when you go to complete a works cited page at the end of your research essay, all you're going to have to do is copy the information from your source card and alphabetize it. So this is also a way to avoid re-researching, meaning if I was done and didn't have enough time to finish this article, tomorrow when I got time to do it, I didn't have to re-research for that article. All I'd have to do is go into my source cards, click on the article, and it'll take me directly to that article again so I can continue my notes. So you want to make sure it says MLA, which it defaults to, and you're going to paste your website into the box and click Cite This. Now it's telling you everything that you found, and it's saying this site has not been evaluated. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily a good or bad site. A lot of times it'll tell you whether or not it's credible. If it hasn't been evaluated, that is fine. You can still use it. Click Continue. Now it's going to give you red boxes for anything that it couldn't find on the source. So you're going to have to click back into your source and see if you can find any of that information. The publication date is usually at the top or the bottom. So you can see here it says 2014. So I want to fill that information in. I didn't see a publisher or sponsor, and I don't see an actual author. So that information I'm just going to leave blank. And again, that is okay. Oh, let me try that again because I forgot to click to show the URL. So when I paste this in here, sorry, bear with me. This was 2014. This right here, you want to click to display URL, and then it does the entire citation for you. and I can copy this, go back to my source card, and copy it right in there. The only other thing that you need on your source card is a little note about what is in that specific website. So for instance, I could put facts. Okay, so I know facts, statistics, so I know that I can go back there when I'm looking for any type of fact or statistic. Now that's done. A lot of people like to change the background color based on source. Okay, so now when I hit a new slide, I can change it so that all of source 1 is one color, all of source 2 is another color, so that I don't get confused when I start to rearrange my slides. The next card you're going to have, you're going to denote that it's for source 1. I'm going to put a title at the top, so it could be a statistic. So as I'm going through and reading this article, I'm taking my notes on my note cards. I'm going to have 1 or 2 small facts per card. So that may mean as I'm reading this source, I come up with 8 different facts that I think would be useful in my paper. I will have 8 different fact cards following source 1 with that information on it. And I want you to copy and paste the information verbatim, meaning you take it directly from the website and put it in quotation marks for your note cards, so that when you get to writing your essay, you don't have to worry about whether it was a paraphrase, a summary, or a quote. You know everything is a direct quote. So I might say this right here is a good fact that I want to use. I'm going to copy it in quotes on my card, and then all I have to do is make a comment. So I think that this goes into the body paragraph 2, or I can make a quick comment on it by giving my opinion. Agree or disagree. Again, these are your notes. So you're just writing any note about that, where it goes, or what do you feel about that piece of information, so that you're essentially writing your essay as you go. Okay, so then again, you're going to add another card, change the background because you're still working on source 1. Click up here, source 1. Okay, the next thing that I go to. Okay, so maybe medically irresponsible. Maybe I want to do this, can interfere. Copy that, paste this into with my quotation marks. And then I make sure that up here I talk about how this is cons. And then at the bottom, again, I put my thoughts, my feelings in there. Okay, so what about this fact? Why did I want to use it? Where's it going to go in my essay? That might be it for that. Okay, then you go on to the next one. You change the background and you say, okay, I need to find my next slide. This is going to be source number 2. And you put that EasyBib information in there, and then all of your note slides to follow. So you'll actually end up with 25 slides when you're all finished. 1 intro card, 4 source cards, all different colors, and then 20 of these note cards where you put notes about what you're actually going to be using in your essay. So that is about it with Google Drive. You're going to have everything in here. You can rearrange these as needed, and we'll get into more of that once we get into working to actually writing your essay. If you click on part 2 of this video, then we're going to be starting and looking at Flowboard and how the same thing with Flowboard. All of the information about Google is the same, but I'm going to run through how Flowboard works so that you can make an educated decision on which one you'd rather use and which one would work best for you.